Part 2. How to find thousands of high-quality outreach prospects. Let's go back to the very beginning and read the title of this lesson once again. How to build links and promote content via Blogger outreach. I placed build links first so that to remind you that this is the primary goal of your outreach efforts. As for promoting content, we just discussed that it's a natural byproduct of your outreach efforts rather than the primary goal. So who should you reach out to? Who are the people that are likely to link to your piece of content? How about the people who have already linked to existing articles on the same topic or have already published articles mentioning the topic? Do I even need to explain why these two groups of people are the perfect outreach targets? Never mind, I'll be fast. They clearly have websites to link from and they clearly have a certain interest in your topic. Sounds fair? Now let me show you how to easily find these people. Group number 1. People who have linked to existing articles on the same topic. The logic here is painfully obvious. If these people have previously linked to some other articles on the same topic, they might as well link to your articles too. That is, of course, if your article is somehow better than the one they're already linking to or offers a unique perspective. Otherwise, they just won't care. So how do you find people who have linked to similar content? Well, the best place to start is, of course, by doing a few Google searches for the topic that you want to rank for with your article, see who ranks at the top, and then look up who's linking to them. I usually use Ahrefs Keyword Explorer tool to do that. So let's see who ranks at the top of Google for the keyword SEO audit. There's our own article from Ahrefs blog ranking at position number 1, with over 80 websites linking at it, and there's an article from Moz blog that ranks at position number 2, with almost 300 websites linking at it. Even though we already rank at the top, it wouldn't hurt to get a few more backlinks to our article so that to secure its number 1 position. And those 300 websites that link to Moz article are the perfect targets. Let's see who they are. All I need to do is click on that number of referring domains and I'll be redirected to a proper report within Site Explorer tool listing all 300 of them. From here I usually turn on the dofollow filter and reorder my list to see sites with the list dofollow links at the top. Then I use my classic link research approach that is called look for domain names that make sense. Works for me every time. In this particular situation, Platinum Services looks interesting. By clicking the backlinks dropdown, I can see that they have linked to Moz article from their own blog. If you ask me, this is a perfect outreach prospect, and I'm sure that by reviewing all of these 250 websites that link to Moz article with dofollow links, I'll be able to find quite a few more awesome websites to reach out to and pitch our own article. And that is just a single one of the top ranking articles for the topic that we want to rank number 1 for. Just look at the domains column that shows how many websites are linking to each of these search results. I'm sure if I review all of them, I'm going to find a lot of great outreach opportunities for promoting our guide to SEO audit. And once I'm done with the search results for the keyword SEO audit, I can brainstorm a few other relevant search queries like how to find SEO issues, analyze website SEO, find SEO issues on a website, diagnose SEO problems, etc. These extra searches might help me discover a few more relevant articles that have links from cool websites that I could reach out to. And I know what you're thinking. Tim, that is very cool, but how do you actually persuade all these people to link to your article when they're already linking to your competitors? No worries, the entire next lesson of this course is devoted to answering this very question. And now let me show you another cool way to find articles on the same topic as yours that have a lot of backlinks to piggyback from. And this time I'll be using the Content Explorer tool. Let's find all articles that have the words SEO audit in their title. And there are over 2000 of them in the Content Explorer database. Now let's see how many of these articles have backlinks from at least 20 websites. And we're down to only 100 results, which I can then order by the number of linking websites. And immediately I see a cool article by Distilled titled Technical SEO Audit Checklist for Human Beings. It has links from over 100 different websites. Here's another one from entrepreneur.com, which also has a ton of websites linking at it. I didn't see these articles when I was browsing the top 10 Google search results for some relevant keywords just a minute ago, which makes Content Explorer an awesome source of unique outreach opportunities that you most likely wouldn't be able to discover otherwise. But that's not all. If these articles have generated so many backlinks, there's a good chance that someone is going to link to them again in future. That especially applies to the articles that rank well in Google for their topic. Remember the vicious cycle of SEO? Let's take this article that ranks number 5 for SEO audit. According to the Site Explorer tool, it has been attracting new backlinks quite consistently over the past few years. So wouldn't it be cool to know whenever some new website will link to this article? Because I can easily keep an eye on that with Ahrefs backlink alerts. I can set up alerts for a bunch of articles that get consistent traffic from Google and get an email notification whenever they get new backlinks. That is pretty cool, right? But let's move on to group number 2. people who published articles mentioning your topic. Let's rewind back to my example of some Australian blog that was linking to SEO audit guide published at Moz. By the context of this link, I can tell that the author simply wanted to reference a good guide to performing SEO audit. I mean, they don't really mention anything specific about that Moz article, just SEO auditing in general. In other words, they could be linking to any other article just as well. Now, where am I going with this? The chances are there are a ton of people who have mentioned SEO audit in their articles, but didn't bother to link anywhere at all. Let's see if that is the case using our Content Explorer tool. I'll search for SEO audit again, but this time not in the titles, but in the actual content of the pages. And I get almost 14,000 results. That's a ton of articles mentioning SEO audit. But let's see how many unique websites they belong to. We have one article per domain checkbox for that. And we're down to slightly over 6,000 articles that belong to different websites. I can also filter by language to focus on English articles only. But there is still 5,000 results. That's not a number that you would be excited to review manually, right? But if you were watching my course from the very beginning, I'm sure you're now well familiar with the functionality of Content Explorer and how to narrow down your list of results using its awesome filters. For example, I can use the domain rating filter to focus on popular websites only, or vice versa. I may target smaller sites because there's a higher chance to impress them with my content and persuade them to link to me. Alternatively, I can filter by the search traffic. And I see that there are 40 articles that are getting over 1,000 visits per month from search while mentioning my topic, SEO audit. I would totally go an extra mile to persuade these people to link to our SEO audit guide. Their articles get some decent search traffic, so if they link to me, some of the traffic will eventually land on my blog. And finally, I can use my favorite highlight unlinked domains feature to differentiate between websites who have already linked to our own website and those who have never linked to us. The people who have linked to our website before should probably know us fairly well, so when reaching out we can use this connection to our advantage. But those who have never linked to us will require a more careful approach. More on this in the final section of this lesson. So that's how you find people who have previously mentioned your topic in their articles. Guess what I'm going to say next? You can easily keep an eye on the newly published articles that mention your topic with the help of, drumroll please, Ahrefs alerts. Just go to Mentions tab, click the new alert button, put your keyword there, maybe even use the OR operator to specify a bunch of them in quotation marks. Select where you want to look for it in title of the article and content or both. Exclude domains that you don't want to get results from, like YouTube for example, or perhaps your own domain, and pick the frequency of updates. I suggest you to set this one to daily. Think about it. Being a blogger yourself, you're hardly excited when people reach out to you about the articles that you wrote months ago. But when you publish a new article and people reach out about it within days or even hours, you're very open to a conversation, right? That's why it is so important to use all sorts of alerts in your marketing and act on new outreach opportunities as soon as they land in your inbox. Okay, so we have just covered two groups of people. Those who have linked to similar articles and those who have mentioned your topic in their articles. But if you have started outreach before, you might say that I'm missing out on one more group of people that you could reach out to. That is group number 3, people who tweeted articles on that topic. Let's search for SEO audit in Content Explorer once again. This article from Moz was tweeted almost 400 times. The one from entrepreneur.com was tweeted almost 200 times. I can click on these numbers and it will redirect me to a Twitter search for the article URL, showing me who has tweeted it recently. Or I can click the Who Tweeted button right in the Content Explorer and get a list of these people straight from Ahrefs' own database, which I can then easily export. I know that a lot of blogging and marketing experts suggest that you should be reaching out to people who have tweeted content that is similar to yours. Yet, I'm not a big fan of this strategy. Do you memorize everything you tweet? I certainly don't. I hardly remember what I tweeted yesterday, let alone a week ago. So when I get outreach emails saying something like, "Tim, you tweeted this article 3 months ago and I have a similar one, which I thought you might be interested to check out," I just click delete. In my opinion, "you tweeted a similar article" is a super weak outreach excuse for anyone to care about, especially if the tweet was sent a long time ago. Yeah, you could start monitoring Twitter for fresh mentions of your topics or when people tweet articles that are similar to yours. But why send these people an outreach email when you can simply tweet them back? "Hey, that's a great post, you might want to check out this one too. It talks about this and that, which wasn't covered in the article you tweeted." So, in my opinion, this is more of a social media engagement strategy rather than an email outreach strategy. But you don't have to trust me on that. Try it both ways and see what works best for you. And now on to the final piece of the puzzle, writing insanely effective outreach emails.